sleazy, take it sleazy. If you really want to know if you should suck or you should blow, then it's easy. Just take it sleazy tonight.
Hey, your favorite Valley life coach is in the house. I come to you today fresh from a fight with my green card husband. That man, that foreign man. We're both immigrants. You know how it gets sometimes. Wow. No, it was a little heated because little backstory on my marriage. First of all, thank you guys for checking in with Porn Mom podcast. I have a slight sinus infection after having a slight cold. Some people might find it kind of sexy, especially those who are into nerd porn. I got a little nerd vibe going today. I also got a ponytail in my hair. If you're watching this, you're like, no shit. But yeah, basically, I do most of the things in the house. Um, I pay my other ex-boyfriend to clean. I'm not domestic, but I don't need any new chores, put it that way. I think that my green card husband, he should pick up some slack because he gets off on easy on a lot of the bills. So basically, he wants me to start taking out the trash more. And I said, okay, but you don't have to like bark at me. And then he started talking more shit. He's like, you don't do nothing. His English isn't that great. He's trying to get citizenship, and his citizenship exam is next week. He has had a green card for like 13 years. We got married about 14 years ago. The green card came through very fast. We used a lawyer, and I paid for that, and I paid for everything. And if you're thinking about like helping somebody get a green card or, you've got to be able to show that you pay your taxes. So, it requires a certain financial level that I can't believe I had. And he has waited all this time to decide if he's going to be a citizen or not, or go back to Japan. They do let you have dual, but now he does want to become an American citizen. So I've been helping him on the exam, kind of helping him. This was sort of fun. First of all, they have questions like, who is the current president of the United States? And I would yell out, douchebag. And then they'd say, who's the current vice president? And I yelled out, faggot. And that pissed him off because, he's trying to focus. And he really didn't know the vice president's name, so he does have to commit that to memory. He doesn't give a shit. The only politics he cares about, he's Japanese, so he only wants to watch Korean stuff and talk shit. And then I said, oh, there's some other questions on the citizenship test that they're not telling you about. And one of them is, what porn star did Donald Trump pay to have sex with? And he was like, oh. And he said, Donna Michaels, which was kind of close to Stormy Daniels. And then it was remember how Gary Hart, way before a lot of you were born, there was a Democratic frontrunner called Gary Hart, who people thought maybe had a pretty good chance of being the next president. And I think there's a documentary on it. And he hooked up with a chick on a fishing tour. I think her name was Donna Rice. She was pretty hot. And then she came up with her own brand of jeans. That was how she tried to parlay it. And the jeans were called No Excuses. I need to go on eBay and find some of those jeans. Well, this is a good, hey man, you know what you gotta look for with talking to women? Icebreakers. This is a perfect icebreaker for somebody to hit me up and be like, link to No Excuses jeans. Email me hellocougar1986@gmail.com. I will go over that at the end of the show. I'm going to go over every fake name I've ever used in every place you can find my porn. By request. My dad asked. I'm getting overwrought. I love it. My Christmas was fine. It was great. My cousin, Chris Almond, was in town. Shout out to him. I hope he's not listening to this. You know, I want him to stay focused. Make that money. He's British. His fiance, Debs Nash, was in town. She rocks. Shout out to them. Okay, so, yeah, you see this? Nevertheless, she persisted. It's the Elizabeth Warren, the quote against Elizabeth Warren. I believe there was some meeting and Senate, House, whatever, and she was reading a letter from Coretta Scott King, and they trying to silence her, and I think she was running the light, so to speak, but then later it was very sexist. They said, nevertheless, she persisted. How dare she? You know? So this I actually bought for the porn I'm making, Scoring with Warren, about Elizabeth Warren and her secret sex life. It's my interpretation of her, and it's homage. I mean, it really is. I'm definitely not trying to bash her. I mean, we poke fun at certain things, but I love her. And I mean, you're gonna have porn made about you if you're a female running for president. Might as well be from me. Remember in Hustlers, J-Lo was like, somebody's gonna do this to these guys. It might as well be us. Same thing. Hey, I'm not saying that I look more like Elizabeth Warren than anybody in America, but those women aren't doing porn. And, oh, here's what happens. When you say you've been cast as anyone famous, and everyone's like, oh, you need to watch Saturday Night Live, or so-and-so does the best Elizabeth. Well, you know what? Those Elizabeth Warrens, they're not fucking. So why don't they watch me fucking, okay? They need to watch me fuck, or they need to start fucking, and then I'll watch them. It's my own interpretation of Elizabeth Warren. I'm watching some of her speeches. I like the way she comes out swinging. I like the way she has always stood up for people, and even when it wasn't popular for her to do so, she's the real deal. She's the real fucking deal, man. I hope she doesn't get. I noticed she's already starting to have some fake shit done to her face. So she's probably going to look like a sex robot of herself. And wouldn't that suck for me? Like, I'm playing her in porn and I'm trying to keep it real and watch Elizabeth Warren get more and more fake to where I don't even look like her anymore. Oh, God. Elizabeth, let's not let this happen, okay? God, keep it 100. So, yeah, basically I'm doing this this DVD. So it has 4 scenes. I guess a DVD in porn has 4 scenes. This is something I'm learning. And the overall DVD is called Scoring with Warren, and I've shot 2 of them. And those 2 I've shot Jizz on Liz. That was with Mike Pence. J. Crew is Mike Pence. And I shot Jizz on Liz, yeah, and Jizz in Liz, which is a cream pie with Eric John, who plays her campaign manager, who's going to leave her for Mayor Pete, and he has a vasectomy, so I let him come at me. Because I'm not on the pill. I never really have been. And I don't think you ever really have to be on the pill. Guys got to pull out or wear condoms anyway. You know what I'm saying? You know, this cream pie thing could be like HIV. Like, AIDS in America is over for most people, but HIV is not over, and other things aren't over. And let's not get too carried away with cream pies, says the woman who just did Jizz in Liz. Okay, so then the third part is going to be with probably with Isaiah Maxwell, and it's just called the black vote. It's how she's gonna get the black vote, but actually she doesn't care about getting the black vote. She's just into black cock, and he's like, whoa, like asking her serious questions. There's some confusion in this video about what the BBC is. I'll just tell you that. Spoiler alert. And then the last one is like a Pocahontas kind of thing. It's probably going to be called like No Reservations. And that's with a girl who looks like OAC. You know, that other politician who's always talking shit on Trump. So it's girl. And they'll probably stagger it like Mike Pence, um, the black vote, the cream pie, the girls. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I'll definitely be giving some away. I'll work something out to, make sure that you can win your own copy of Scoring with Warren. I'm super excited about it, but I'm actually not filming it till I get done with my comedy special. And we'll go to that in a second, just because I need to. And the guy I've been filming it with, oh my gosh, he's got so many cats at his house, and I love his cats, but like one of my cats is sick right now. I just need a little distance until I'm Liz again. So I need like a week and a half, and then I'll get tested, and I'll Liz up. Anyway, isn't this cute? I think I'm gonna wear this in the black vote part with Isaiah, because I think the whole thing is that she's in bed and she calls an escort service, and things get confused. And Isaiah plays a reporter who just happens to have an 11-inch cock. It's me taking a tea break. Are you commuting to work? Are you stuck in traffic? Do you wish that you had EBT? Do you wish you were sitting on your couch living off the government like my ex-boyfriends? They wish that too. Actually, some are, I mean, I will say my green card husband, he contributes a lot to society. He's a very hardworking mechanic, and he often helps people who can't afford to have their cars fixed, and he supports, people getting Priuses and things like that. He's a good guy, he bottle fed some kittens. He's just a fucking dick. He's delusional, is what he's just delusional as far as how things work. He tries to not pay bills based on, I don't care about the internet. I don't care about electricity. Well, go move in with some Silver Lake hipsters, and you can bet that they're not going to be cool with you not paying your share of shit. You don't know how good you've had it in Winnetka. All right, hey, to lighten the mood up, here are some jokes that my friends in Vegas made up themselves. Number 1, what do you call it when a group of nuns breaks their vows together? A cloister fuck. My friend Bill made that up himself, aka Butch Sims. Okay? Number 2. Listen to this. What do you call a geriatric couple? An older man and an older woman. No, you call them soft and dry. That was made by my friend Diane. I won't tell you her AKA. I should not be indiscreet. Oh, Jesus, what does that mean? Oh, that's what that means. Shut your fucking mouth, Sally. Okay, so, I think the last podcast, or maybe before that, we talked about that guy. I believe his name was David Rojas, and he was the LAPD officer, 27 years old, who was caught touching a dead body's tit, 27-year-old OD victim. This was, I believe, in Los Feliz around the end of October, maybe, and it came up on a routine search of his body cam that he was going for a dead body. Okay? So just wanted to follow up on things because the press can be kind of bad. I had to dig a little, but I did see that he was charged on a felony. He could get up to 3 years in jail. He's being held on a $50,000 bond. I don't know if any necrophiles got together and got him the hell out of there, because they got to be giving him shit in jail, But he's a cop. That's another reason why he's catching shit in jail. God, man. And I invited him. I said, come make fetish videos with me because your career as a cop is pretty much over. And you can't be a funeral director either at this point. So waiting to hear on that and if anyone has any further news on him. But the real story here is that my show is happening. You're listening to this. It's Monday. So in less than a week, I will once again be doing Sleazy Does It at the Arena Stage Sunday night, January 12th, 8 p.m. You can get your tickets on Eventbrite. You can see it on my Instagram, Sally Mullins 818. Come! There's all kinds of single people coming. I'm sure we'll have some porn stars. A lot of comedians will be there. Free glass of cougar juice, which is not some kind of hormonal heat piss coming out of me. It's $2 Chuck. So yeah, it is. Yeah, you were right. Come to the show. Go ahead and grab your ticket. It's sold out last time, and we've been looking at the footage, and it looks rad, and I've got to, like, reproduce the same look. So that's a challenge. I mean, what's the point of doing shit if it's not well, no, easy's good too. I'm open to easy things. I'm pro easy. There'll be a lot of things about this show that are very easy. I'm very excited. And see you there. That would be great. Oh my God. Anyway, so that David Rojas, come work with me. I do hire felons. I also fuck felons, but this would be for content trade. We could both do a video where you find me dead in my room and you fill me up and fuck me or something, and then maybe we could grab the bot. We could say captured on body cam. Anyway, people would watch that because you're the dead feeler cop. Oh, speaking of feeler and like making fun of people and calling them out on fetishes that society has a good laugh at. Hey, I'm putting this out there, and if anyone can think of others, let me know, and maybe I will use them in my show, Sleazy Does It, on the 12th. Okay, hold on. Here's a bunch. Paul's really good. The guy who is here at Comedy Pop-Up, he's a good comic. Also available for corporate gigs of his own where he just like works the crowd. Because that's what corporate, like office parties, people want to get fucked up, okay? They don't necessarily want to sit there and watch something. I think it's a great idea to be like a in the crowd roaster kind of roving comic. I think that's really interesting what he does. For $400, let him come to your fucking party and stir it up. All right. That's actually great for like a bachelor party too. That's great for everything. Hey, I'm also available for bachelor parties for less than $400. No, I'm kidding. All right. So here's some definite names. All right. Obviously, we're talking about a person who's a granny banger. They're also a MILF milker, a geriatric grinder, a cougar cuddler. You might also want to say they're a coffin creeper, a crypt crawler, a grave groper, a morgue macker, a toe tag tapper. Those are other things you could say. Going even further, biddy baller, elder eater, senior slammer, fogey fucker, fossil fondler, dusty dicker, walker whammer, blue banger, gray gooser. Those are a lot. That's like 16 call-outs. If anyone can think of any more, email me. Please hurry up, though, because I'm rehearsing every day, and I need to get them, like, autopilot. It's coming along. I've been walking around in my yard in Winnetka, like an hour and a half. All my animals are still alive. Sick cat, sicker dog. They're hanging in there. It's not a pet cemetery yet. Okay. So, hey, if you're watching this is like the best present you can get a mature comedian whose eyes aren't always gonna want to be on the, writing longhand, shorthand, whatever you want to call it. It's just a really beautiful notebook off Amazon, something of this size. I take this to fourth wall when I mic and I read from it. So fabulous. Thank you, Pulp Dude Nevada, for getting me this. Okay, so All right, I promise to give all my porn sites at the end. You've got to hold out for that. But things have been good. Things have been pretty great financially. Florida's cool. My family and I are still cool. Mm. We had a nice Christmas brunch. So, oh my God, it's ghetto outside. Yeah. We're trying to podcast in here. Haven't you ever heard of Porn Mom Podcast? Why don't you listen to it? And one tip I'd like to give you, be just shut the fuck up on the street. Chicks don't like that. All right. So, Sharon Stone is on Bumble. I was actually thinking about getting off Tinder just because, like, why keep beating your head against a wall? And my whole approach, oh, hey, Paul's going outside. You know, when Paul goes outside, I always like flash my sports bra or something. So let's see if he's going outside. But I think, you know what? I think they're scared of Paul and they got a feeling he was going outside and they scattered. Is that what happened? They scattered, huh? He's going to take out the trash. Oh, wouldn't my green card husband be proud of you? You like this side ponytail? I'm a side bitch. Actually, who has the energy? But I've definitely done my time as a side bitch, and it's been pretty exciting sometimes, you know, like that guy's going to risk losing a house to see you or something. God. I think we talked about that before. I don't want to repeat myself too many times. Oh, yes, I do. That's what comedy's all about. Just making it sound fresh again and again. So, I feel like, you know, last year romantically, I can definitely call unsuccessful. I kind of feel like the only way to date me now is I'm over 50. I'm in the West Valley. I deserve a lot of credit to come to Hollywood as much as I do every day, pretty much. 4 days a week, all right. I'm basically a socialite at this point in my life. If some older woman and a weirdo with 9 pets leaves the valley, she deserves to be called a socialite. I perform constantly. I'm at the Comedy Store twice a week. There are many chances to come and meet me, and I'm just going to put that out there in the universe that I am open to dating fans of my porn. I am open to dating clients. I am open to dating fans of my comedy, as long as you're cool with me also doing porn. So I'm just going to like leave it like that. And I'm just going to, you got to romance, you got to chase. I'm not going to go for any kind of vibe of, I'm not going to acknowledge that. I mean, you don't have to dwell on the things I do, but you can't be like irrelevant. You know, you can't act like it's irrelevant. You need to come from a place of approval and fanship. Because if you're not a fan, then what's the point? If you think my comedy sucks and you think I can't fuck, then why should you want to date an unfunny bad lay? Just because you think you can? You can't. It's not going to work. It's not good for either one of us. I'm breaking up with you. So I'm open. I'm open to it. Come meet me. Come meet me on the 12th. Stop in. You don't have to be creepy, but it's fine to go to a comedy show by yourself and be like, "Hey, I just want to meet you. I think you're cool. I like your podcast because it's disgusting." I mean, whatever you want to lead with. It might work. My point is, I'm not going to be, I don't have time to be like, "Oh, you know, chasing down dudes." And once you get in the door, once you get the introduction, then I need maybe to be romanced a little bit. I'm just saying, just because I'm old doesn't mean I'm alpha, and it doesn't mean, and there's this whole notion of a cougar is going to devour and attack. Yeah, I like younger men a lot. They're one of my favorite things in the world, but a lot of the times, a lot of women who people think wear the pants, they just look good in pants. I think everybody gets where I'm coming from. Oh, so there's this new dating trend. Maybe Paul has heard about it. It's called snowmanning. This is like ghosting. I had to look this up, okay, because my green card husband's Alexa flashed up with it. Oh, by the way, he verbally abused. He's like, "Alexa, shut up." So Snowmanning is when you have a little holiday romance and then you basically get ghosted. So you got into this whole like spirit of love, but there really wasn't anything there. And it's usually what the guy does. Yeah, it's usually a guy thing to do to a girl. No, 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 no disrespect, dudes, but um, that's usually what they say snowmanning is. You get snowmanned. I mean, I honestly can say I've never been. I can't get a date. I can't even get a date with a Jew on Christmas. I mean, around the holidays, I feel like extra avoided. And I feel like people are playing it extra cool. And why I say I can't get a date with a Jew on Christmas is because I did ask a Jewish guy out about 15 years ago. And he was like, oh, I just feel like with, you know, I think he used Christmas as an out. And I was like, I mean, at least use the holiday. Look, he's an LA Jew. I'm sure he's an atheist. But what he meant, he just didn't want to get caught up in it. So, I mean, if somebody wanted to get caught up with you at all around Christmas, it's got to say something, right? It's got to say something. Some guy approached me on Tinder several months ago, and he said, "Could you be my winter cuff?" Have you heard of this, Paul? Winter cuff? I didn't know what the fuck it was either, so I Googled it. And it meant that he's a person who typically does not pursue intimate entanglement, but he might do for one season. And that was a little turnoff. I thought it was a little cocky, and I wasn't really that into it, and I didn't get back to him. And then I was like, hey, maybe I should be more open-minded to these trends. But anyway, I can't remember. I just think he was gone or something. I think he found a cuff. I think he got cuffed. I don't know quite how the verbiage works. So there's that. I mean, that's almost like snowmanning, right? I don't know. I mean, I guess it would be weird to meet someone and you go to their office Christmas. It'd just be fucking weird to meet someone with a regular job. That's why it's better to stick with drug dealers over the holidays. Life advice from your porn mom. Okay, so snowmanning. Some comedians, I always get asked this because I'm old and I've been doing comedy for like over a third of my life. So people always go, do you still get nervous? Which is a weird question for me because I'm always nervous. I wake up nervous. I'm jacked up. I'm hyper. I'm highly strung. When I do Coke or Adderall, it actually calms me down because this is a good theory. I can't remember who came up with this, but he was smart as hell. And like, I'm already over the edge, so it just sends me right over, and then I'm like, hi. And people have said, you on Coke, you are just fine and not annoying. And I think that's what happens with drugs is you should probably at a certain point in your life stick to the drug that you don't act so annoying on and that isn't tearing you up inside. Anyway, I don't fuck with Coke unless it's there. Um so people say, do you still get nervous? Well, depending on the gig, I might have like this natural dread of having pressure put on you, but I would call it more of an excitement or more of just a heightened state of me, you know? Like I'm already kind of jacked up and nervous, and then something's gonna happen, and you're like, woo! Then you let it out and you throw the energy out there, and it comes back, and you're just like playing with the crowd. And so that's like a heightened state, but I don't know if I would necessarily call that nervous when I do like a show at the Comedy Store. But don't get me wrong. Like if there's something huge riding on it, if they're like, "Oh, industry is in the room and they're looking at you." If somebody drops that in my ear, "Oh, hey, somebody's interested in you for this role and you're being the big agent representative, yeah, that's gonna, but no, I mean, what's gonna start to happen, and you've got to do things that matter. You've got to fail. You've got to come to realize in life that you get other chances and you will survive even if the outcome is not what you wanted. And once, it's kind of like you got nothing to fear but fear itself, sort of thing. I guess that's what it is, because the fear is going to get less and less. The nerves do get less and less, but they're always going to be there. There's always some heightened sense. I don't think it's like Hannibal Lecter whose pulse ba-bum, 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 never rose when he ate someone's tongue. Um, so that's stage fright. It also just depends on like how you're wired. I mean, it just depends on your physical. Like some people have a higher metabolism than others. Some people just it's hard for me to say, I think, because I'm always nervous. But yes, you still get nervous, but it takes more. Shout out to a certain comedian. I want to give a shout out to my love, Torrance Hill. He's fabulous. He's black. He's gay. I'm not outing him. He talks about it on stage. He's very cute. He used to run the Pig and Whistle with me, and he just works hard, and he's there for me. And if I say, Torrance, I need you to assist me, the belly room, the comedy, he'll come, and he doesn't bug me for stage time. And he's not neurotic. He's just pretty chill. I mean, I'd even like to see more of him in my life, and he's supportive. I love Torrance. I mean, sometimes I'm like, you give me too many compliments. And sometimes he will say, Sally, close your purse, and things like that. But overall, shout out to Torrance Hill. And whenever I say, like, check out a comic on here, feel free to check him out and shout him out and say I said to do so. I want credit. Okay. All right. So we have got about 10 more minutes. Where are we at time-wise, Paul? Because I have a couple more things. I'm not done. We have like 10 more minutes at least. Oh, fuck. Really? Me and him were talking some shit before, so we got carried away. We were coming up with his new career as a party starter. All right, so first of all, I wanted to talk about this song. This is a retro song I wanted to turn some of you guys on to. And it's a good song. It's a really catchy tune. Carly Simon, she's neat. What made me think of her was the nervous thing, because she was a victim of stage fright and she didn't like to tour. She preferred to do things in the studio. But then I think she got over it. She worked through it. Maybe she went through it with like hypnosis or something. That's good. I mean, like, I believe in hypnotherapy. Hypnotherapy, I worked on two things: making more money and doing a comedy special, and they've both come true. I think it's, like power of suggestion to your subconscious. My hypnotherapist, her name is Gabrielle Abitol. She's really good. Abitol, because it's weird. Um, but Carly Simon, she had a song in 1980 called Jessie. She had a lot of good songs, a lot of chart-topping hits, and I don't know how far this one got because I can never really get past the story of it. It really takes you on like a fun story and a journey. And it's another thing, a lot of the things I expose you guys to on here, besides pornography and barebacking, it's another thing that I think they could not make this song now. Because it's not exactly a female empowerment song. It kind of starts off like it. So what we get from this song is that this guy Jesse is bad news, and he's hurt her before. And all her friends want her to stay away from him, and she's going to stay strong. And then by the end of the song, she's like, I cave in. Sorry, guys, the heart has a will of its own. Let me read you some of the lyrics from my phone without my glasses. I think it's in my purse. This is a pretty cool purse. I got it off eBay. I used to have like a real purse fetish. That was my thing, but not designer bags, like cheap, cool ones. Ew, I don't get that. That's like such insecurity, and I just think it's like I feel dirty about being a stripper, so I gotta have this to show, like, fuck you, I got them. I mean, who cares? Like, use your money for cool shit, not for overpriced shit. Don't get trapped in a lifestyle to support stuff that is all about your insecurities, right? Go to Food for Less or go to a place where it's good organic produce and, pay an affordable price and live a healthy life. And I'm just not into labels. I buy things like this. They're cheap. That's more like, representing Elizabeth. Cougars for Warren. Cougars for Warren. Cougars for Warren. All right. So Jessie by Carly Simon. Something came up about the Inland Empire. Guys, I really like Hesperia. I think I'm going to start hypnotizing myself to buy a house in Hesperia and rent an apartment in Winnetka. How about that? Sounds kind of cool, huh? Okay, so Jessie, Carly Simon. Well, it starts out and she's like, "Oh, mama, say a prayer for me. Jessie's back in town. This won't be easy." So she doesn't come from a place of like, "Shh, get out of my life." It's not, it's kind of like I Will Survive, but I Will Survive is a disco empowerment song. Like, I Will Survive. She's like, "At first I was afraid. I was petrified. I thought I could never live without you by my side. Then I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong, and I grew strong." And that's a great message, but Jessie, not so much, okay? So here's how Jessie starts out. "Oh, mother, say a prayer for me. Don't tell your mom all your personal stuff, like who's come on your face. Just, it's never a good idea. Jessie's back in town. It won't be easy. Don't let him near me. Don't let him touch me. Don't let him please me." Oh my God, don't tell your mom. "Jessie, I won't cut fresh flowers for you." Why was that his thing? "Jessie, I won't make the wine cold for you." Okay, he's into cougar juice. That's all right. "Jessie, I won't change the sheets for you." All right, he's OCD. They're usually bad news. Been there. "I won't put on cologne." You know what? We did used to call perfume cologne, like even women. And it was more like a, watered down perfume. Not into that stuff anymore. "I won't sit by the phone for you." Pretexting, but still going on. Then she's talking to her friend. She's like, "Annie, keep reminding me that he cut out my heart like a paper doll." "Sally," retro name, "tell me once again how he set me up just to see me fall." Wow, this guy sounds pretty manipulative. Okay, now she starts going for him. Okay, so I don't want to take forever, although some of you guys, you like me reading stuff. "Jessie, quick, come here. I won't tell a soul, not even myself. Jessie, that you've come back to me. My friends will say she's gone again." Okay, so she gets him back in her life. And then at the end, she's like, "Jessie, let's open the wine and drink to the heart, which has a will of its own. My friends, let's comfort them. They're feeling bad. They think I've sunk so low." This brings up another good bit of advice. This is for guys and girls and everything in between, as my friend Tuesday Thomas says. Um, when somebody tells you they get rid of an asshole, don't be like, "I never liked that guy, and I actually think he's gross, and he looks like total white trash, trapped in the 70s, and not in a cute hipster way, and he smells." Honestly, I mean, he smells like formaldehyde. Don't go off like that, because chances are she's going to get back with him. Guys, don't be like, "Well, so-and-so could have lost a few pounds, and I think you can do better. And I think she would have been like a crappy mom to your kids because she's all about herself, and she's dumb as a rock, quite honestly, dude, because he's probably going to get back with her. And then that person's like, "Wow, that guy talks shit on my woman." So definitely let things settle, because you can see from this song, Jessie, this girl was like trying really hard, and Jessie came back into her life. In my one experience with a guy called Jesse, who was actually kind of funny, but I got rid of him really fast. I put an ad on Craigslist back when there was Craigslist casual encounters, and I was like, "Hey, I want to move to LA." I can't believe I'm saying this because I love the West Valley so much, but I want to get away from my green card husband and find a place in LA because I was doing a lot of work in Boyle Heights. I had a show going on, and I said, "Why doesn't somebody show me around like you know, Boyle Heights, El Sereno, I think it's called, like those kind of areas on Monte, and maybe we can fool around when we go house hunting." So this one guy answered it. He sent a really hot picture, sexy, edgy, tall, skinny, dark hair. And my first red flag was he had like a Google voice as his main line. And then he told me he was doing speed, smoking speed, meth, whatever, tweak as part of California clinical trial. I don't know if that's possible. I mean, it should be. Like, one of the reasons why cocaine fucks so many people up is nobody ever goes like, "So doctor, I'm doing a lot of cocaine." I just don't think they could do a California clinical trial and have a guy actually doing speed, right, Paul? This guy was full of shit. All right, so a lot of my friends were like, "That guy sounds ultra scary, and I hope you're using condoms." I'm like, "You are missing out the fact that he's on tweak. There is no extended penetration or ejaculation. You're not listening." It didn't work out. I saw him a couple of times, and then I started doing my research because the more baggage came out, I found out that there was a lot. I mean, definitely check your baggage on a first date, and he was smart enough to do that. But then he starts talking, and there was like there were a bunch of like legal things he was in. So I Googled and I found something with his cousin saying um, something like, "You've got to legally defend my cousin. He was falsely accused of some kind of breaking and entering." And so I read that, and I was like, "Okay, he's fucking his cousin." It was too much. But I will say he was kind of cute, and he lived in a cool house, and he was kind of animals. And I hope that that California clinical trial paid him well, and he's no longer doing speed because he was obviously very bright. And he got me, and there were a lot of responses on Craigslist. I was a pig in shit. I could have picked anyone for the horny house hunting, and I picked Jessie. All right, so when we wrap up, which is right about now, Funk Soul Brothers, I'm going to give you a lowdown of all my fake names and all the porn sites you can find me on. Before I do that, I want to remind you to go to Eventbrite, put in Sleazy Does It with Sally Mullins, an RSVP to my comedy special taping on the 12th, Sunday night at 8 in Hollywood, Arena Stage. All right, so fake names. My first fake name was Claire Fonda. That was working in a dungeon. I did a lot of spanking videos, Claire Fonda. Other hooker names included Mandy, Peyton. Bondage model name was Alice Miles. Obviously, I went on to Jamie Foster for just hardcore porn. And I also tried on Billy Turner for a second, and I've got Natalie Nympho. So those are all my fake names. If I forgot one, I'm really sorry. A lot of cool names there. And then here's all the places you can find my porn. Jamie Foster Strips is my flagship site. CuteCougar.com clip store. And then I'm on ManyVids as Ms. Jamie Foster, Twitter as Ms. Jamie Foster, Pornhub Jamie Foster 69. I want clips Jamie Foster 69. And I'm also on OnlyFans. My free account is Natalie Nympho. I think that's pretty much all the valid sources of income. Oh, one more thing. Southern Charms, Jamie Foster. If you want to get really retro hipsters, eat it up. I'm going to do you a come countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come for porn, mom. And this has been a great episode. I am going to hang out and maybe tape another one. But regardless, have a really fun day. And let's do this again.